Let's chat about the full moon in Aquarius happening on August 9th weekend and the week after. And this is a full moon that is actually literally the day after the Lionsgate portal. So it is packed with energy and it's a little different than just an ordinary full moon. So we're going to unpack everything today. And this is a full moon that honestly, it's a turning point and it's also a timeline choice for all of us. And it's a moment to decide that if your commitment to your future is greater than your attachment to your past. And it's a quantum shift into the version of you that's ready to let go, that is releasing in order to finally align and become. So today we're going to be talking all about this full moon in Aquarius, how it ties into the Lionsgate portal, everything you need to know, what to do and what not to do. And it's going to be separated into 3 chapters. So chapter number 1, we're just going to be going through the energy of this full moon, the Lionsgate portal, all that. Chapter 2, we're going to be going through all the transits that's also happening with this full moon. And in chapter 3 is the what to do and what not to do. So some rituals, some exercises for you guys. So let's get into it because this full moon really is like a unique and kind of rare portal, like aligning with the Lionsgate portal, that is inviting you to literally break free of anything in your life that is no longer serving you, that has been holding you back in repeating cycles and repeating old belief systems and fears and self-concept loops, and to honestly rebel openly against anything that isn't aligning with your manifestations and your next level self. This is kind of like that release that you need, that relief that you need to move forward and to heal. It is a moment of shadow work. Yes, it's a full moon, so let's get into it. And hi, I'm Alexi Gigi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel if you're watching me here on YouTube, or welcome back to the Alexi Gigi podcast if you're listening to me on Spotify. I'm so grateful that you are here with me today, and I'm so excited to chat with you guys about this full moon and the energy that is going down. And there's a lot of energy for us to work with. So let's get into chapter 1. So first, the peak of this full moon is happening on August 9th at 3:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to have all the time zones down below, and it's happening at 16 degrees Aquarius. Now, let's be clear, this full moon isn't necessarily about manifesting for you as much so as the Lionsgate portal is, which we will talk about in a second, but it's more so asking you, like, are you ready to stop doing things halfway? Like, are you ready to leave the old timeline behind and let go of, a version of yourself, to let go of a part of you in order to let the new part of you thrive? Like, are you truly ready for that? What's holding you back? This full moon is basically like shining a spotlight on something in your life that you need to part ways with, you need to let go, you need to release. And to find that specific area of your life, you want to be pulling up your transit chart to see the exact house, because houses in astrology will tell you the area of your life. If you do not know how to pull up a transit chart, I do have a whole other video going step by step explaining how to find this. And it is also in the full moon in Aquarius workbook that I made for you guys. It's custom made to each birth chart, and it has everything you need to utilize the energy. It has shadow work prompts, releasing rituals and exercises made for you based on the house that this full moon is transiting through, and it will tell you like what you specifically need to focus on, release, where you should be really focusing your energy. It has a releasing ritual, and it's coinciding with the Lionsgate portal as well. And you can get that in the description. Now, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius is the sign of community, of the collective. It is also the sign of timelines, of quantum shifting, of rebellion, and of future vision. It's ruled by Uranus and Saturn, but Uranus is the planet of change. Okay, like things are changing. It's so beautiful because it's coinciding with the Lionsgate portal, which is basically like a very big manifestation portal where the vibrational energy is so high, and it gives us a chance to timeline jump. And this full moon in Aquarius is happening right after, and it's also giving us that chance to really stay in to that next level version of ourselves and do the healing work necessary and releasing what's necessary in order to hold that version of ourselves, to feel safe and secure in that version. And listen, the planet Uranus, it doesn't just want change, it demands it. It is a wild card planet, okay? It's the planet of unexpected change as well. And this full moon is asking you to stop choosing the past just because it feels familiar. It is asking you to step out of your comfort zone and to be unique, okay? Aquarius energy is unique energy. And this is basically like your break free moment. It's here to challenge everything in your life that feels good enough, but isn't actually aligned with where you are going and where you envision yourself to be. Listen, change is scary, yeah, but so is staying the same. This full moon is about evolving or repeating. Which one are you going to do? It's your choice to stay in the old timeline or get into the new one. And listen, full moons, in general, they are the time for release and getting rid of the things that no longer serve us in order to make room for the new, right? It's a full moon, so it's when the full moon is in opposition to the sun, and basically it's a time of big illumination. So it's going to be illuminating a lot of things in your life. So it's going to be illuminating the things you need to release. It's going to be illuminating maybe a scarcity mindset, a limiting belief, like thought loops, belief systems that no longer serve you, right? It could be illuminating like intuitive hits you maybe didn't even realize before, illuminating like toxic relationships in your life, especially because we have 5 retrograde also happening, which we will talk about in the cosmic transit section. But it is about release. Full moons are a time of release, but this is also a time of like stepping into that new timeline, right? Like Aquarius is all about that new timeline. Aquarius is that future energy. Aquarius is associated with the 11th house in astrology, which is your future. It is your friendships, it's your community, it's the collective energy, it's the societal energy, and it's also your vision, your manifestations, your goals, that next level version of yourself. So we have this beautiful just exchange of energy going on. And you're not manifesting by asking, you're not manifesting the traditional way, you are manifesting by shedding. This full moon is a release point that clears the ego noise, clears the outdated identity max, it clears the emotional loops, clears anything that's blocking your highest timeline. By releasing what's false and no longer aligned, you lock in what's real. You lock in the work that you do for the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate opens the portal, and this full moon seals into the frequency. It seals your frequency into the future that you choose. Now, Aquarius energy is also evolution. It's also transmutation. This is a big alchemy sign, okay? And if you know anything about alchemy, which I've talked about before, which I feel like I should make a whole separate video on how to alchemize energy and how to transmute energy, but right now it's literally like this is what we're doing. We're transmuting energy, especially with the 5 retrogrades. It's a lot of energy throwing at us at once, right? A lot of past energy, right? Because retrogrades are all about like revisiting the past and taking the lessons that we learned and using that, transmuting it into our current reality in order to make room for our higher selves, in order to level up our higher selves, in order to use that energy, turn the pain into power, turn the hate into love. Like, you're transmuting energy. Energy is energy. And Aquarius is a huge sign of transmutation. Aquarius is known as like the water bearer, right? And I feel like a lot of people like see that, they're like, oh, Aquarius, the water bearer, it has to be a water sign. But no, it's not a water sign, it's an air sign. But it like basically holds the water. It controls the water, and water is fluid, right? Water can be transformed into anything, right? So you have like hot water, right? And it's boiling water, and then you can take that water and you can freeze it, and then it literally turns into ice. It's transmutation. That's the same thing you can do with energy, you can do with water. Like, Aquarius is kind of like the manipulator of the water, and you, with this Aquarius energy, you are like the manipulator, the creator, the producer, the director of the energy. You can manipulate it and you can create it into whatever you choose to. So it's that energy that we're working with right now. It's transmuting things from the past, like with all these retrogrades that are coming up, transmuting everything from the past, transmuting the lessons, transmuting the pain, transmuting the PTSD, transmuting the pain, like whatever, transmuting it into something new and innovative. Aquarius is the sign of alchemy. Also right now, like our intuition and the clarity of everything is going to be so heightened, so it's so important to pay attention to your dreams, especially because the other ruler of this Aquarius full moon, Saturn, right now it's in a conjunction with Neptune, which is the planet of like dreams and your intuition and the spiritual realm. So they're literally going to be at an exact conjunction of 1 degree, and they're also going to be opposing Mars and Pluto, which is like the action type of vibe. So you're going to be feeling that a lot, even though it's not directly touching the full moon. We will touch on it in chapter 2, but everything is just kind of like flowing together so beautifully, and it's really like giving you that space for meditation and to not only release during meditation but to quantum jump in meditation. Now let's talk about the Lionsgate portal, because the Lionsgate portal is happening, it's peaking on August 8th and it's lasting until August 12th. But this is a moment that the sun, Sirius, which is our spiritual sun, is the biggest, brightest sky, like star in the sky, along with Orion Belt and the Earth. They're all aligning in the sign of Leo, which is all about the heart, that emotional connection. And with this alignment, it is causing for like high vibrational frequencies to be occurring right now. Like it's basically like a huge open door, a huge open portal to access different frequencies, to match up to this certain vibrational frequency of whatever it is we want to manifest, of whatever identity, whatever timeline we want to be on. It activates identity shifts, it activates that DNA rewiring. It's a moment of serious like recalibration that we should all be using. And when you're watching this video, I would already have come out with the Lionsgate video, so make sure you go watch that to see like exactly what to do and what not to do and how to utilize that energy. I'm sorry, I'm sitting on my legs and they're like falling asleep and they hurt, so excuse me. Anyway, so right now with the full moon, especially in Aquarius, literally the day after following this Lionsgate portal, like you're not just feeling it all, you are recalibrating it all. You are being recalibrated by it. And I feel like it's just so special because it kind of gives you that, like, it gives you the opportunity and the energy to work with everything you need to work with in order for a manifestation to completely solidify in your reality, right? Like that open portal energy of matching the vibrational frequency. And then also like if you match the vibrational frequency, yes, that is how you manifest things, right? And you start from the inner world first, so within, so without, inner world, and then it manifests in the outer reality. But you also want to do your healing work, right? You don't know what limiting beliefs, subconscious blocks, like loops could be stemming from childhood or trauma in your life that could be, you know, keeping you back and holding you back. So in order for you to welcome in the new timeline that you're manifesting on this Lionsgate portal, you need to release the old. You can't have both. You can't be like dipping your foot in one or the other, because that's just not how it works, right? Like it's either you're in the old or you're in the new. So right now it's like the full moon Aquarius, it's giving you that choice. It's giving you that ability to do the releasing work, and it's like it's giving you basically like a huge spotlight on what you need to release too. That's why it's so important to check your transit chart. I think it's beautiful energy, and I also think that it really like goes with the retrogrades happening as well, because it's not just heavy manifestation energy, it's doing things slowly, right? The full moon too, it's asking you to like take a second. Yes, you are vibrating at the frequency now, you are manifesting all this, you're calling all this abundance into the Lionsgate portal, but it's also asking you to take a second to ask you if this is what you truly want, and if you can feel safe enough to get there, how to feel safe enough to get there, and making sure you are safe enough to live in that reality. So it plays out, but the Lionsgate on August 8th, you receive the insight, you receive the vision, you align with the frequency, you plant that seed, that strong seed, because the Lionsgate portal is strong. And then with the full moon in Aquarius, you release the version of you that doesn't align with the new version, and you just kind of like solidify everything. It is so beautiful. And this full moon energy is going to be lasting like this entire weekend along with the Lionsgate portal until next week. So the workbook that is available to you is not only to just work on like on the day of the full moon or Lionsgate portal, like it's for you to work on throughout the weekend and throughout the week whenever you have time. Because energy just doesn't last for like a couple hours during the day or like for one day. It lasts for a while, and it's important to like curate the energy to your days as well. Okay, now let's get into chapter 2, which is all the cosmic transits that are also happening alongside this full moon. Now, the transits like actually touching the full moon, very minimal, very simple, and we'll touch base on that first, and then we'll get into the other stuff going on in our sky right now, because there is a lot going on in our sky right now. But first we have the one and only transit with the full moon, and that is a square to Lilith. And I know squares can sound scary because it's technically the most challenging tension energy relationship that we can see in astrology, but I like to look at squares as just a lot of energy and opportunity, especially a square to Lilith. You guys know that I love Lilith, and this aspect really changes the full moon's tone, but also amplifies the need for shadow work. Lilith is our dark feminine energy. It's everything that we've held suppressed, our guilt, our shame, things that we haven't faced, and it is really right now asking us to face all the deep dark parts of ourselves, because they are coming out, and this full moon is illuminating everything that we feel shameful about, everything that we feel guilty about, and it's asking you to work with it, and it's asking you to release it. And that's why it's important to do shadow work, and in the workbook you have all the shadow work there for you if you guys need it. But Lilith is in Scorpio too right now, okay? Scorpio and Lilith, they go hand in hand. It's the same type of energy. And this is going to be bringing up suppressed emotion. It's going to be bringing up shame, hidden power, unspoken rage, like fear of visibility. This energy is raw and it's uncompromising, and it's not going to allow fake manifestations from the Lionsgate portal. It's not going to allow ego-based manifestations. It's not going to allow spiritual bypassing. And it's not going to allow for you to pretend you're ready when you are still playing it small, when you are still playing it comfortable and safe. Not the moment to play it comfortable and safe. This is the dark feminine in her full truth, in her full authenticity, in her full glory. The part of you that refuses to hide anymore. Stripping down everything. It's like peeling off the layers of an onion, right? And that's why this full moon is also so potent, because it burns away everything that feels like performance, and it invites you into this moment of full authenticity. Now, aside from that one transit, we also have a grand air trine going on. We have a double kite too, which is very, very positive. Let me tell you, the most harmonious positive thing that we can see in a chart is here with this full moon, and it's beautiful because it's a grand air trine. Okay, all the signs and planets are air signs. So we have Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, and Mars and Libra, and these are all making trines to each other, so it's forming a triangle in our chart. Now Uranus and Gemini, obviously Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. And this is sparking that insight. This is sparking that change, the breakthrough, the mental clarity, the energetic movement. The energetic movement is the Mars and Libra vibe. It is giving us that motivation and that push. It provides that courage to act. And then also Pluto, oh my goodness, Pluto is transformation. Pluto brings that transformation energy. And yes, Pluto is in retrograde too, so it's asking you to take a second and to do the shadow work necessary in order to react. Really, this is breaking us out of loops. This is helping us make decisions. This is helping us see things clearly in the midst of all this retrograde chaos. It's helping us commit to change too. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we are seeing. And we also, oh my goodness, we also have Jupiter and Venus in conjunction, okay? It is gorgeous, and Venus is in the sign of Cancer. It's very beautiful, heart-warming energy, which Lionsgate portal, it's all about that heart and emotional connection, and it's giving you that ability to manifest from the heart too, which is what you should be doing for the Lionsgate portal, manifesting from the heart. And when we see a conjunction with Venus and Jupiter, these are our most benefic planets, okay? Jupiter is the planet of luck, of abundance, and Venus is a planet of love and beauty and aesthetics, divine feminine energy. It is that planet of comfort. And when they align, when they conjunct with each other, magic happens. So it's beautiful energy, and they become exact on August 12th, I believe. So very, very lucky energy. Now, we also touched on this a little bit. We had the Mars and Libra opposition to Neptune and Saturn, which are in a conjunction with each other, and this alignment is really asking you to kind of navigate the tension, the push and pull of energies between desire and discipline, between action and surrender, and between willpower and wisdom. There's an invitation here to move from inspired clarity, not from chaos. Now we have all the retrogrades, okay? We have Mercury, we have Saturn, we have Pluto, we have Neptune, and we have Chiron. 5 retrogrades, 4 planets, and 1 asteroid, Chiron. And listen, with Mercury retrograde in the sign of Leo, which is the sun's in Leo, Ceres, Orion's belt, this is your last opportunity to revisit what you thought you wanted and ask yourself if it's really true. and revisit the lessons that you learned in order to transmute that and alchemize it into your next timeline. And listen, like sometimes we choose the cage over freedom because we're comfortable in the cage, because it's familiar to us, because we have filled the cage with comfy blankets and with silk eye masks and made it seem like it isn't actually truly what it was, when in reality it's a metal cage disguised as like a luxury little bed with comfy blankets and silk eye masks and silk pillowcases, right? It's familiar, it's comfortability. But in the reality of it all, it's not where you should be. And Aquarius doesn't do comfort. Aquarius does liberation. Aquarius breaks free from the formalities. It doesn't do things like other people do. It's unique in its own self. It's authentic, and it's doing things not like the norm. So that is kind of what I want you to focus on right now. But let us get into chapter 3 now, what to do and what not to do. Okay, first, what to do is do not be listening to any sad music, any like scary horror movies on the TV, any true crime documentaries or crime junkie like true crime podcast, or listening to any songs that take you back from the past. It's Mercury retrograde. We are not focusing on the past right now. We are focusing on like the next timeline with this Lionsgate portal happening, and the frequency that we are vibrating at right now is so important. So do not be listening to the sad music, because listen, when you are listening to a sad song, like a sad Lana or Taylor Swift song, your body is reminded of like maybe a situation with your past ex, right? And you're reminded of that, and you kind of feel that again a little bit, like it triggers you a little bit, maybe not completely, but you're reminded of it, and your body like doesn't know the difference between what is happening right now in your current reality, what's happening in the past, what's happening in the future. It doesn't know, okay? So when you hear like a sad song that reminds you of a past situationship or whatever, your body is being put in that past, okay? And frequency like attracts like frequency. So if you are vibrating at that frequency, it's going to attract that same sad X type of vibes. You don't want that right now, okay? So just stay clear of that, and instead do listen to 432 hertz frequencies as well as 396 hertz and 963 hertz. 432 Lionsgate portal, huge one, which I talked about in my other video, but 396 hertz too is great for when you are doing like that shadow work, that releasing type of energy. Next is do make full moon water. This is a beautiful time to make full moon water, and do charge your crystals underneath the moonlight. Charge everything that you have underneath the moonlight. Charge your skincare, charge like everything. I'm also going to be making sun water on the day of the Lionsgate portal, so you can do that too and make full moon water also. Now, obviously another thing you want to do is do release everything and anything that is no longer aligning with this next timeline that you are putting into place for the Lionsgate portal. And it's also another do check your transit chart to see exactly what you need to release, what exactly what you need to stay away from, to move on from, to heal, to do shadow work in order to solidify that next timeline. And this requires you to pull up your transit chart and to really look into that. And the Full Moon in Aquarius workbook has all of this written out for you with specific shadow work prompts and specific releasing rituals and exercises made for you that you can not only do on the night of the full moon, but also that weekend and the week after. And this is truly going to help you, and also aligns with the Lionsgate portal. And it also has a special ritual for this full moon in Aquarius. And two, like if you bundle that with the Lionsgate manifestation meditation, you will get the meditation for 50% off. Next is do create space for stillness, okay? Let the vision, let the clarity arrive through your nervous system, not through your to-do list. Next is don't suppress what's rising, the triggers, everything that's coming up. Lilith demands that emotional honesty, this greater Lilith, okay? It wants you to see everything for how it truly is, so don't ignore. Next is don't stay where you've outgrown just because you're afraid to start over. Just like the cage analogy, the cage can stop looking at the cage if you fill it with silk pillowcases and linen sheets and silk eye masks and comfy blankets and heated blankets. It can stop looking like a cage after a while, but in reality it's a cage that you need to break free from, and this Aquarius full moon is asking you to break free, because once you break free from that cage, you end up in a mansion in another timeline and not in a cage that you tried to make it seem like it was more than that, when it really was keeping you stuck. and it was too familiar and it was too comfortable. This is your time to get out of that comfortability. Also, crystals that are great for this, I wrote some down. Chrysocolla, I do not know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is going to calm like any emotional storms. This is going to help you with that courage. It's going to help you with the retrograde energy as well. And also encourages like honest self-expression. Labradorite, clear quartz, aquamarine, black moonstone, amethyst. Also, obviously, do a releasing ritual. This could be, you could do an easy one like writing what you want to release and burning it. Now, next is don't rush integration. The breakthroughs happen in the space after the ritual. Don't try to fix or force your next step, okay? Allow it to arrive instead. Also, don't overconsume content right now. Use this time to return inward. You already know the answer. This future is trying to speak. Your next timeline is trying to speak. Make sure you're quiet enough to answer it. I love you guys so much. And I know this full moon is a little more unique than, the full moons we've had in the past with the Lionsgate portal, but I truly believe that all the energy is like, it just coincides so beautifully. Like, do you guys see that? How it just meshes so beautifully? The Lionsgate portal, the full moon in Aquarius, the retrogrades happening, like everything is just a story. And I feel like, a lot of astrologers too, like we all have different perspectives on things as well. And I feel like astrology is a roadmap and you can look at it from so many different angles, but the way that I like to look at it is I like to look at everything in the angle of opportunity, in the angle of alchemy, in the angle of transmutation, of how can I use this energy to benefit me? How can I use this energy to improve my life? I don't look at things like squares and stuff like that and be like, okay, this is challenging. You're gonna have a horrible day. Like, things are gonna leave your life. Like, you're gonna go through breakups and stuff like that. I like to look at it as like challenging energy is good energy. It's a lot of energy. It's energy that I can transmute. Like, it's exciting to me. And honestly, it's all about perspective. Like, astrology isn't set written in stone. It's not like destiny and like fate, right? We are still the creators of our own reality. I truly believe that, even though I'm an astrologer and I obviously believe in all this stuff, but I also believe, and the law of assumption, I believe that we are creators of our own reality, and I believe that we can use astrology as a tool. So I do just want to say, when you look at things that a lot of people are saying, and you look at things that I'm saying, the way that I view things can be different than the way that you view things. But I strongly recommend that you view it in the eyes of opportunity. How can you make it work for you? How can you use it to improve your life? How can you alchemize it? How can you transmute it? And I love you guys so much. And this is why I make the workbooks and I do these meditations, because I want to share like what has got me through my life, got me through all the struggles that I have gone through in my life. Like, this stuff literally saved my life. And I'm trying not to cry right now, but when you guys literally tell me that, I don't know, like when you tell me that I've like changed your life in some sort of way, like I've had people, like I've seen some of you out in public and you're like, you've changed my life, like you saved my life, like you've like helped me. That's crazy to me. Like, that's insane to me. That fulfills me more than anything will ever fulfill me. Like, I don't even know what to say to that sometimes. I'm like, oh, I don't know, like that makes my heart feel so full. I've never felt that kind of fullness before, you know what I mean? Like, being able to help others on their journey, it just makes me like really realize like everything that I've gone through my life and everything that's gotten to me to where I am is to like help other people. And I don't know why I'm getting so emotional right now, and just I don't know what took me to this vulnerability or this depth that I'm getting into right now, but let's get out of it. But I also just want to say thank you. Like, thank you for this community that we've built, like here on YouTube, on TikTok. Like, what? We're almost at 1 million on TikTok. That is crazy. It is crazy. And I would love to say that I didn't see that coming, but I did see that coming because I curate everything in my life, obviously. I'm the creator of my own reality. I manifest everything. Like, everything in my life is because I wanted it to happen. So I'd love to say that, like, I could never see that coming. Like, people ask me sometimes, they're like, would you have ever thought that this is like your job? Would you ever thought that this is your life? Like, social media and being like an online presence, would you ever think that you would ever be doing this? And I'm like, honestly, yeah. Like yeah, I kind of did, but I love it. I love being here and I love you guys. And I also want to do like a big giveaway for 1 million. Let me know what you guys want in that giveaway. I'm thinking like obviously probably a year's worth of workbooks and meditations for free covered. And what else would you guys like to see? Like, I don't know, like maybe a fun trip, or I don't know, like what would you guys want? So let me know down in the comments what you guys want. And if you made it this far into the video, drop an 888, obviously 888, and a 555. Whatever you feel most called to. 555 because change, it's all about this full moon in Aquarius, and 888 because obviously the Lionsgate portal, it's abundance and infinity and it's balance. Also, I am going to be posting an Instagram story kind of just asking you guys for like questions that you want me to answer in a Q&A that I'll be making on YouTube. And I do kind of want just to curate my YouTube and my channels a little more and to get more personal with you guys, like to show you guys more of my life and more about who I am and my journey and how I got here. And I feel like, I don't know, I have a lot to share that I haven't shared, and I feel like I want to share that now. I feel like I'm comfortable enough to share with you guys like the other parts of my life and my day-to-day routines and things like that. So go follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I'm gonna be posting a lot of content, and I'm also moving very soon, which is crazy. Do you guys remember when I told you Sagittarius moon that I was ready to take a risk on something, and I took that risk, and now I'm literally moving countries and starting something that is crazy, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me on the journey. I'm so incredibly excited about it. I bought a vlogging camera, like it's different than this camera, it's like smaller, to take you along the journey with me, and just this is a new chapter of my life, and I'm excited to share it with you guys and also share something really freaking exciting that it's coming up. I'm excited and I can't tell you what it is yet, but you will figure it out soon. So make sure you go follow me on Instagram, and also let me know like what type of content you love to see from me, what you would want to see more of. Like just let me know. I want to know everything. I want to hear your thoughts because I do this for you guys and I want to hear everything that's on your mind. Okay, I love you guys and I will see you in the next one.